Hey guys, I'm gonna try to make this quick. I actually had to go back to my YouTube channel and browse through my history just to find out where my last update was on my Velocity 50 builds. As you can see, I've got the airframe now all done. When you guys last saw it, my leading edges, you could still see the balsa trim pieces that I put up here. The blue tape right here, it had the jagged cut edges, but I don't remember if I don't remember if I explained what I did here in the previous video. But the white back here is actually a piece of poster board that I cut and trimmed and just put on there and then taped over. I ran a strip of black. If you were to take this poster board up, there's just a strip of black tape that comes down here and another strip that comes down there, and then this groove, or this opening right here, was cut into the poster board, and that laid on there. It gave me a really nice round edges and real nice clean edges here to cover up the blue. I got the leading edges wrapped, as you can see. So that's all done. Obviously you can see I've got my canopies covered up. I don't see the foam anymore, but I put silver duct tape for the canopy and red and white for the rest of it. I really wanted to use packing tape because it's lighter, but I put some. I did cover one with the packing tape, and I didn't like it because I could still see the foam underneath, and I didn't want to see the foam underneath, so I went ahead and used the duct tape again. But you can see the canopy is all done. Looks real good. And where the front is, I don't have that attached quite yet, but with if the front of the canopy is flush with the front of the fuselage, my lines back here line up pretty good. Real happy with that. On the inside here, we'll take this out. I used some of that same foam that I used to make the fuselage, and I put some of that back here just to help keep the vertical stabilizer solid and rigid in place. So I did that right here. Here's my little cutout here where my two Futaba servos will go. I'll have to cut some slots in here for the push rods to come through. But yeah, those will sit back there. This big gap right here, this is where the speed control, receiver, and the 6S battery pack will go. And the motor comes through. It comes through this opening here and mounts to this piece of aluminum here. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to attach the canopy quite yet, but that goes on there just like that for now. On the underside here, let me take this canopy off out of the way here so it doesn't fall. But on the underside, this is just white poster board that I put on the bottom. It just gives me a nice solid canvas to work with for getting the black and white checker on the underside, just like the actual Velocity 50 builds or the actual Velocity 50 kits. And actually that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I just got back from the store. One of my local stores, they've got this poster board. It's like a dry erase poster board, but it's got a real nice glare to it. I don't know, it's got like a lamination or something on there. And it really wasn't, it was like $2 a sheet. But I really liked the glare that it gives off, so I went ahead and got 2 of those, thinking that would be enough. And actually, because I've got this far done on this one, and what I did is I just cut a bunch of 4" by 4" squares. There's probably an easier way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. But I just cut a bunch of 4" by 4" squares, and I'm just laying them out on here. And as you can see, man, I tell you that really looks good. I'm just using some this is Duck brand double-sided Scotch tape. I'm just cutting off little bits of that and sticking it to the white side of the poster board, and then stick that down in place, and that's holding it over. And then I'll cover the whole thing with clear packing tape. But holy smokes, man, I'll tell you what, I am so pleased with this. I think when I put the two Elevons on back here, I think I'm just going to leave them white just for simplicity. I mean, I suppose I could continue the checker on, like the actual Velocity 50 kits, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna leave them white just for simplicity. But here, let's go back over to this. Man, is that sexy or what? That has just come out so good. As far as like the overall weight, I really don't know what I expected. Dean, Pete, if the two of you, well, I guess I'm sure you'll watch this video. But when the two of you come across this video, can you guys get me a weight of what your builds weigh when they're completely when they've got all the electronics in them, and when they're completely fueled up? I'm just curious what your weight is compared to what my end weight will turn out to be. So I appreciate that, guys. And for the people that don't know Pete and Dean, they are two buddies of mine. They live in the UK. Dean actually flies the Weston UK at air shows, and he is a hell of a pilot. Dean, I absolutely love your Velocity 50 flights. Let's see, is there anything else I need to talk about? But yeah, I mean, I got the leading edges covered up so you don't see the balsa trim. Canopy's done. Oh, actually went over to the store, went over to the hobby shop today, and I bought, because I really don't know what prop I should be running on this, because the actual Velocity 50 kit, bear in mind it's I believe it's gas powered, so it's got this honking gas engine in it, and it just sounds awesome. I love the sound. But because mine is electric, well, okay, the actual Velocity build, they use 10x6 props, or 10-inch props. At least that's what the Weston UK website said. Well, I'm going electric, and I don't know what size prop that I should be using with my 6S capable brushless in-runner motor. So I went over to the hobby shop, and I bought 7x5, 7x6. 8x4 and 8x6 props, and I figure we'll do some bench testing before I actually put the electronics in the plane. And we'll put my I've got a Turnigy watt meter. We'll hook that up to the plane, and or to the electronics, and we'll spin it up and just see what kind of wattage that we get with as little amps as possible. My speed control, it's 150 amp speed control, but my watt meter only goes up to 100 amps, so I'll just try to do the best I can in determining which prop might be best. So yeah, I guess that's really about it. Let me get these props off here. But man, look at that checker. That just looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I am so pleased with that. That's just going to look awesome in the air. Actually, I was looking at a YouTube video. One of the videos that I saw for the Weston UK Velocity 50, one of the pilots actually turned the belly of the plane to the camera, and I paused the video, and I could see the checker on there. And my first thought was, okay, the squares, the black squares, kind of look like 4-inch by 4-inch, but after getting this done, I can see that I've got more squares on here than what's on theirs. So I'm assuming theirs are probably, the black squares are probably 5-inch by 5-inch or 6x6. But anyway, mine are 4x4. But anyway, I think that'll stand out in the air. I think that'll look really good. And I think if you're looking at that and you're looking at that, I think you're definitely going to be able to tell that this is the top and that is the bottom. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. This video ran a lot longer than I thought, so apologize for that. I appreciate you guys keeping track of my progress, and I'm really hoping to get this thing in the air probably 2 weeks from yesterday, because that'll be my next weekend off. Actually, 2 weeks from today will be Father's Day, so I don't know. I might I'm hoping it'll be the weekend of Father's Day. I still need to figure out how to get a black stripe that comes up here. If you look at, I know I'm rambling incoherently again, but you see here, there's a black stripe that comes up the vertical stabilizer. I still need to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'd really like to have that on there, and I want to see about getting the velocity print on here, and then there's like some silver flames on this side here. I want to see about doing, I don't know, I might do that, I might not. Just depends on how hard that's going to be. But I'll try to figure it out. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and man, how cool is that? Take care.